Oh, great.
Was that recording the whole time? Oh no.
Tell us where we're going.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the car. Where are we going?
So we're here doing a thing that we've never done before.
Right.
It's like a podcast. Do you know what a podcast is?
I've heard of podcasts, but I'm not sure I've ever listened to a full podcast. So it's a recorded thing that goes somewhere that then people get at their discretion.
Yeah, it's a portmanteau of like iPod and broadcast.
No, it's a what?
Like they joined the word iPod and broadcast together.
No way. I reckon you're the first person on a podcast that actually knows what like a podcast is. Like, I definitely. That's genuine.
It's all the puzzles you do at night, Steve.
Yeah.
He's one of
That
the
must have come up with a puzzle.
Yeah. So.
How are you, Hugh?
How are you getting on? Yeah, John's doesn't matter though because we've never done this before. Like,
good, yeah.
It'll be
It's
it'll
coffee,
be
is there? Yeah, really get some of that.
Have a piece of cake before you.
yeah. Lucy's out the back. Yeah.
I'd imagine you probably know how to use those machines.
Well, any crack? How are you going?
I don't know. We're just starting.
Kieran's just kind of telling us where we're going.
Just talking about how we don't know anything about podcasts. That's Steve knows about podcasts.
I've never watched or listened to a podcast though. Like I just know that word comes
You know
from.
the definition of it.
I'm really interested in etymology of words. Like. Etymology. Might just say etymology of words.
Yeah. So we're Cruthaigh. This is our first ever video podcast. Some people seem to get very offended by podcasts with video for some reason, but we're doing that. So apologies if we've offended you. But yeah, so we're Cruthaigh. We're a group in Charlotte trying to do things and stuff. And you have any idea what we're trying to do?
We're trying to do stuff in public, arts and culture stuff.
Yeah.
We're trying to make the town a bit more exciting to live in.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Create a platform for existing artists as well, like so that people who paint or play music or whatever can all link up with each other, realise they're not alone in the town. There's loads of people out in the town getting involved in arts and culture, so like just platforming that so everyone is aware of what they can actually achieve with it.
Yeah, we're trying to turn Thurles into a festival all year round, essentially, to sum it up. Like, we're trying to make Thurles the best place in Ireland to live in. And the reason we're doing a podcast is, I suppose, seems to be like a very relatable platform for people to it's a platform on social media people can relate directly to, because it's not like cut up into, like it's not just a documentary or anything like that. It's like direct conversation from real people talking about real stuff. So we're trying to do this podcast directed for the people in Thurles at first, to show you that we're people doing things and you can do things too. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We're trying to do something and we know very little about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it a lash anyway.
That's why we're doing it, because we don't know anything about it. Because I don't think we've ever done anything we know and don't know something about before, have we?
Not really, just kind of jumping head first in and it's going well so far.
I can't speak that I'm an expert on anything particular.
Fucking... Oh shit, we're going to have to beep that out.
What are you...
Beep things out. Yeah, okay.
What are you most excited about? What end result of Cruthaigh are you most excited about? A kind of a single thing that people could identify. What is it?
Well, I mean, like, I suppose it's like...
Where I would love to see groups of local people playing tunes for the GA crowds and coming to the stadium. Or I'd love to see a monthly or a quarterly kind of music or drumming or kind of performance type thing, like where people could bring out their little hobby talents or whatever they do and just kind of do their stuff. Yeah, it's type of an easy going type environment. That's my thing. So I'm just curious, what is your specific thing?
Short term, it is. I suppose not like specific, like in the general sense of it, like would be like short term. So as you said, to make people feel comfortable enough where they can bring out their hobbies, like that being the main thing you said there, like, because I think there's a lot of people in their bedrooms that do have the hobbies, but they don't have like a platform, like, which is kind of what we are trying to be, is a platform for people to kind of just come out of their bedrooms, play guitar, by providing events like you were saying, like, at the tip matches or whatever, like. So I guess short term, doing as much as that as possible. Long term, I'd like people from like all over Ireland to be like, what the hell are they doing in Thurles? Like,
what's happening in Thurles?
What about you? What you?
I think one moment I'm kind of excited for is like, as we've had like kind of people who've just kind of started to show interest and stuff, or people who'd be like, oh, I'd love to learn an instrument. I can't wait to get to the point where those people come back to me and they let me know, oh, I have learned an instrument, or like, so for what we do to actually inspire people to actually take up a new hobby or to get back into something they used to do and actually get out of that comfort zone and try to do it. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of why I'm looking forward to. Long term, I don't know where it's going to go. So
yeah, I think that's
Does anyone else want coffee?
no thanks. Yeah, I mean, like,
what have we done already? Yeah.
I suppose like the main thing was like the drumming circle, and like the things that we've done, we got the best feedback. I mean, like I suppose the music and the drum circle, which we were doing every week. We're going to start doing that every month, and you'll see that on our social media and stuff like that. So
no covers got fairly good.
No covers, yeah, that went well. I think it was because there was a concept behind it. I think right now it's
covers was great.
Yeah. What do you think about, like, have you any ideas to, like, because it's going to be hard to do like a follow up with no covers without getting the same bands essentially. Like, there's a lot of bands out there that have their own originals and stuff like that locally, but I feel like some of them are kind of doing their own thing and they're okay. Like to provide like.
I think you could do another no covers.
Think,
I mean, for me, it kind of packaged up bands that I maybe had, familiar with the name of the bands, but certainly not what they were doing. And you kind of group them together and say, right, here's a sort of collection of. So, and I could sit down there and enjoy it,
Yeah.
Like, I think you could do that annually, anyway. Brilliant.
Annually, I think that was kind of doing a.
Some other young fella or old fella or young one or old one is going to start hatching tunes, on a yearly basis, and to present them to people is good, I think.
Yeah. So if we got that going annually, and have you any ideas for like kind of events that haven't been done before?
I'm in love with the idea of drumming. I've never been in a drumming circle apart from the one that we made up.
Yeah.
And then that was based on having no previous knowledge.
Yeah.
And we just kind of kept there, and it was lovely. It actually worked so lovely. First of all, when we did Outside Duns, it was just some of us banging.
Yeah, that's
and it just felt so exciting, didn't it?
You're literally just beating big barrels outside the gas station, like.
And it felt so exciting, and we did it. For me, we did it one very successful time up in the park, and then probably 2 or 3 slightly unsuccessful times.
Yeah.
Where
I think the reason the first time was really successful was we had at least kind of 3 or 4 people there who were drummers or percussionists, so they were able to. There's enough drummers there, because I think usually you'll see there's a facilitator for drum circle, because if everyone's making
that's the key.
it
That's
might
the
sound
element.
okay, but you could get a really awkward polyrhythm that's not going to sound okay.
No, you need the
So you need the leader just to give the drive beat.
I think that's the key.
So I think that's what happened. Like, whereas like the time after that, then I noticed it wasn't so much that we didn't have that. It was more so because there wasn't.
Became looser,
like
looser, and it was like,
people were kind of.
Now it's only grand.
Felt afraid to start. Yeah. Like everyone was kind of looking at each other and they'd play a beat for a few minutes and stop.
Am I impolite to start drumming now?
That's such a weird thing again, and I get that myself personally. Like, I'd be like kind of anxious about starting. Like, so when we do something like you get together, like it's just about, you do need like someone like a facilitator that's like good at drumming, and also someone that's like loud, like that, shout, like, and be like.
The little bit of actual learning that I've done on the specific subject since, is that it is about that. It's like call and response, you know.
Yeah.
It's like.
Which I think you would be actually probably the best at that, like, cause you definitely got the high energy. So if you learn the patterns, you could lead it.
Yeah, like there's, if we can add a little handful of patterns.
I look forward to that. Yeah.
So you'd sort of say, right, we're going to do this pattern called the Eoin pattern, and it's
perfect.
And then everyone does the Eoin. The crowd do that. That's his rhythmic signature,
Like the Mexican wave.
So there's like a half dozen, and like then progressively the group knows what the Kieran Considine or whatever it is, or whatever it's called, the Ireland pattern.
When you look at them, the drum circle then as well, like a lot of patterns cross up the whole time. Like one of the ones that they use is called the Postman Pat one, and it's just like it's just because you're literally just going Postman Pat.
Exactly.
That's like one of the drum circle things.
Yeah, it's like there's a different thing like that where you take something that like everyone is already familiar with, and they're just hitting on the beat, so they don't need to know anything about music. They just need to know. When you say something that's easy enough that they can go
theme tunes, the home and away, home and away, or whatever, But I think you're so. I think for people coming then for like just incidental people pushing a buggy walking past the stop, you're kind of giving them a present. You're like saying, "Oh, this is called the green sheet drum pattern that we do," and they're like, "Oh, is it?" Oh yeah, and they remember that, and they go home and tell their child. That's what and then they come
good
next year.
marketing as well.
And they know.
Then if they ever get into like music, like that'll still click in their head, like, and they'll apply those patterns to like actually play music. Then and it'll be,
That's like we should actually. That's the Friar Street pattern. That's the Cathedral Street.
That'd be really unique anyway. Like I'm sure that's like.
It's a good atmosphere in the town, isn't it? When you're driving by and you hear all this kind of mad drumming going on.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start doing that. Well, because we were doing it once, we were going to try and do it like every second week, but we like I think it's a bit too much. Like it's grand to do like a quick get together every week, but if you want to like provide like a good event for everyone where they can all join in and come here, it's probably once a month. Like
Stevie said, and we have the bibs coming.
Yeah.
And to facilitate it, like I suppose I see the sales, the kind of the customer interface of these experiences. If it's really loose and people don't know how to get involved, or am I supposed to stand here, or can I stand this? You don't know, like. Yeah. So to have a lad with a high vis on, with a bib on, to have that information from 100 yards away, like they read a sign, and then as they approach, now they know what's going on, so they actually know. Oh yeah, I'm going to try this, or I'm not, or I hate this, or I like.
You did that at the bottom of the square, did you, or was it the guitar at the bottom?
We did the guitar, the instrument.
That was class. Yeah. Even just driving by is cool. Like even last year at the fair when you see the Harry Christians going through the street.
They're cool.
I cannot wait for the Harry Christians to come back now.
You just know like the party time has started, like or the fun time or relaxed or whatever.
We were in Tom Dunn's and we were having a pint for the Féile last year. We were talking to kind of family friends, and I heard this. Yeah. Do they chant as well? They chant. They drum and they
drum and chant and everything, and there's bells and everything. You could throw in a few bells or something.
Yeah.
Actually, on the topic of the Féile, like what are we?
Yeah, so the Féile's coming back, you see, that was something, I actually have that in my notes, I wrote down, Féile Classical Dust in the Turkey. Did you see, they did like a marketing thing, or they did an
I saw Seamus Callan's video, but I didn't
They did one with the
Dustin.
same one with Dustin Turkey, it was really good, but I was just thinking, so, we're starting this podcast with no guest, it's kind of, we're just Crug talking about Crug, we do plan on having a guest on every week. I think where we need to reach that is when we get Dustin the Turkey on our podcast. And we've made it, lads. We have the best podcast
that's
in
the
Ireland.
Target,
Then we know we're Irish famous.
Yeah, that's
not
the
full
best
on
podcast
famous,
in
but
Ireland.
Irish.
That's enough.
Dustin the Turkey to
and you
cut
can
the
bring
ribbon.
back Saki. Do you know Saki? Remember?
Yeah, I have Saki on.
No, he'd be a weird character to have on. But
on the Féile, the music trail is on Saturday again. There's no music trail on Friday, is that right?
I can't remember.
I think it's just Saturday.
Last year it was Saturday.
Last year it was just the one day.
So it'll be the same, or I think it's expanded, or they're going to try and...
Yeah, they're going to, they're adding a lot more, they're trying to add a lot more, not just, they're doing the music trail, same kind of concept of having it in shops you wouldn't expect music to be in, Bookworm, etc. But they're also trying to get a street performers and kind of food out in the street and that kind of stuff. So.
We're going to do Chicago style hot dogs.
Cool.
Yeah. The food is between 10 and 4.
10 and 4. Where's that?
It's at the lower end outside the Ursuline Primary. There's a bit more space at the lower end. There's a little stone.
So you're our first podcast sponsor then. That's the John Sausages.
Yeah, buy the sausages. Buy the hot dogs. They're a poor imitation of a Chicago style hot dog.
Are they?
That's the inspiration. Yeah. But that's serious inspiration. So even if it's only executed in a mediocre to a mediocre extent, it's still going to be delicious.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's it. That's the Féile Saturday, the music tour and the food.
Okay. Yeah.
You said, what are we going to do first?
Oh yeah,
should we do?
Have you been pursued?
They were talking about you.
Yeah.
Paul Boland and all them. So
people do talk about. Cruthaigh.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. Yeah.
There's
definitely something going. We just
did you hear the? Did you hear the Tip of M?
In touch.
The pre-election Tip of M interview. Kira McCormick's on it and Catherine Ford.
Tommy
was on it, and I was like, have you met Kieran Considine? Great fella. He was like,
name check.
He was like part of your manifesto, Have you met Kieran Considine? Yes or no?
Who said that? Tommy, was it?
Kieran has chatted to a couple of people.
Oh yeah.
He's been courting a number of.
I go for election next time.
You seem to be a mark of quality,
but I think we should. I was only thinking about it earlier. Should we do? Because that's going to be the 3rd September. So as we were saying just there about doing the drumming thing, if we do it on that Saturday, and just say we do it on the 3rd Saturday of every month, then we can do our first one back this September on the same day as the Féile. So that's a bit play tune. I wonder, just a random tune off the street. First guess. Oh, that was the other thing I was thinking. If we do the podcast on the Saturday the Féile, so our guest wouldn't. I was kind of saying in the chat, but I explained it more. But our guest would be like random people off the street, like during the Féile, and we get them in like because they're all sound crowd. Like a lot of them would have been to the Féile before, so we get them on, ask them like their experiences with the Féile before. I think that we could do that for that podcast on that day if we can. Like
excellent. Yeah.
Do you have any ideas for that we could on the Féile, like the day of the Féile, what we could do?
I think if we do a little bit of rehearsal or get a concept together, I think the drumming is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
The drumming's inclusive, like.
Yeah. Just this. If you do drumming early enough, you play that when people are arriving in the town, they hear this. It's kind of like.
It already.
Even if you had the drumming around the food, like somewhere, like, but like not.
Around by the sausages.
It's a space, depending on how many people are actually going to be there. Like, but
to keep people away from the sausages.
No, do like
tell people they, like just have drumsticks behind the sausages there. Like, and it's like if you buy a hot dog, you get a drumstick and you can join in. But other than that, if you're not supporting local business, don't agree.
No, the drumming, yeah.
How does the drum thing work? Do you run the drums and stuff or what? No.
I have a wheelie bin full of rubbish.
Really good.
I have a wheelie bin full of
Stop.
Anything that's missing from your kitchen, John has it in his
mayonnaise buckets, paint tins.
But that's the best thing about percussion. Like it's literally just
kindling.
You can hit anything that makes a nice noise. Like.
That's cool.
It's all. It doesn't have to be anything.
And then it's a big plus if Bobo turns up with all these specialised equipment.
Like the drums.
The wheelie bin is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've one drummer, have you?
Guy with drums, like a drum.
Which is nice.
I used to teach drums, but I don't really play drums.
Did you? Yeah.
But like, I know enough beats to like, maybe facilitate something, but at the same time, I'd rather someone else who was more qualified do it. But if we were stuck, I could do it.
You're definitely qualified enough to do like lead a drum circle, like.
Yeah.
I suppose
100%.
Identify the little small group of things that you're going to share and share.
Yeah.
I need you leading the pattern and you just being like, come on.
I lead the kind of the vanguard. Is that what you call the pack?
I went to
peloton.
A drumming workshop once, just like I don't know anything about drums, but it was just everybody.
Sounds like you're the most.
African drum work.
Kind of like I had no idea what it was or anything like that, but we spent the whole day, and I remember the guy told us that he's going to get us all drunk by the end of the day without drinking. You know what I mean? But he did, like everyone went mad.
Just with the drum.
Just the atmosphere.
I think I went to the same guy.
It was out in Mary Scott's out in Holy Cross.
I don't know where I saw him, but just that drum thing. I definitely met someone who
drumming or something.
I don't know what it was, but it was a kind of African drumming workshop. Out in Mary Scott's, and he said, "I'll have you all drunk by the end." We were all gone mad, like dancing around.
When the eyes are rolling in your head, like, you're drumming. That's when you've done it.
We went on all day, like.
I don't think it was in Holy Cross, but it definitely must be the same lad, unless someone else has the same pitch.
No, I'd say it's the same lad probably. He goes around doing it like this, and he had all the drums handing out and all that.
That sounds cool, actually. Yeah, I think it is just about practice as well. Like, and get going, like, and just do it.
Yeah. The success of this next drumming circle, I think, is just about some of us sitting together for about 10 minutes. And just saying this is what we're going to do, and then to be able to present it and welcome the people, do it.
Because there is so many basic beats, like, cause, like I don't know, if you're learning drums, like if you look at the amount of basic patterns that crop up everywhere, like a lot of them aren't that difficult. Like it's like, just say on like a bongo or something for a reggae beat, it is just literally. Which you can learn in a few minutes. Like it's just like so it's like. It won't be that hard to actually facilitate and get. Like you won't have to make it really complex patterns either. It won't have to be something that's like. People would just kind of go, wait, say that again. Like,
and sure, once you've got the horde up on the thing, and we're all.
Then you get everyone. Then you can
all the do your freak out. Then like you're, you can express yourself.
It works really well as well actually if you get someone who has like a snare drum just playing the beat, because then
keeps it tight.
If you ever watch, like, you'll see it a lot with like even like samba drums and stuff. There's always the guy with the snare, and that's kind of like the steady thing. That's usually the person with the whistle and stuff who like lets people know. So it's like. If we get to that point as well, I have a snare drum, I don't have a snare head at the minute, but like if you get to that point, it would go very smooth.
And I'd love to do a sort of mash or whatever you'd like to call it with the silver band. Yeah, they play their kind of standards, and then if they would allow us to drum along with them at our own, to give our own interpretation.
It would be great though, because like I
Classic.
didn't really know much about the Silver Band, and someone was saying to me lately, because I've always wanted to play trumpet. Like, I have a loan of a trumpet at the minute that I'm trying to teach myself, but like I've always wanted to learn trumpet, and I didn't.
Right,
really
I've got a trumpet too at home. Yeah.
But I didn't realise the whole thing with the Silver Band in town, that you could just join them, and I think it's free to join, and they allow you to bring instruments home to practice. Like I didn't realise any of that. Like I thought it was great.
Yeah. Definitely were.
I want to know what you know, so you'll have to just share with me what you're doing.
I need to put the drumming aside for a second. Just in regards of a question here, in regards like always trying to, part of our ethos or whatever being like trying to get people to feel more comfortable and escape their rooms and like, you know, play outside or whatever with us. What is it do you think that makes people feel uncomfortable to not want to, so like to make people feel more comfortable? I think we need to understand like what are parts that people don't, that why they're not comfortable in the first place. Like, is there anything you think in particular that could be like obviously everyone's very like specific and everyone has their own thing, but like on a bigger scale, like is there anything you think?
I think we're shy people, Irish people.
Yeah, we're reluctant, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I notice Irish people always stand in doorways. It drives me mental. Like, whereas I lived in England for 7 years, so I notice English people would walk straight into the room and go, what's going on? Whereas we kind of stand by the door.
We're kind of like cats or something. You come so far and stick the head in. And you're kind of...
In Turles comes from people who seem to think that Turles is...
We don't want to get trapped.
They think it's like clicky or more rough than it is, so they're kind of afraid to interact with someone, because they're afraid of either them being too rough and like they'll get scared away, or they're afraid of like they'll be too clicky and they might just kind of dismiss you. Like,
and so then we get drunk and we go to the outs.
Like, you can't rely on drink just to. Your community can't run on drink. Like.
Or can it? Is that what we're? Okay. Cut that out. Are we just not sure? Are we promoting drink or no? We're not for now.
I think the public that's the drumming or the tunes with.
Get them drunk
with the signage, so people understand this is like a community group of people coming out of the house, going up to town, and inviting people to join in. You know, because I suppose what's the closest experience to that? Like, what other thing do you kind of come out of the house and people say this is an activity, join in here?
Yeah.
Nothing really. There's nothing.
And it's free and it's simple, and it's not like going to an event where they have to like kind of like a lot of events where you have to kind of really go in there. Like that's the kind of one they can like watch from a side, come a bit closer. Like, you know, if that makes sense.
That level of comfort is definitely achievable. Like if you've ever been to like a festival and lost people, you know you can go to like majority of festivals, I've heard this from other people as well, like you can go up to a random person and just talk to them, and suddenly you're spending an hour talking to somebody you've never met before. It's like the fact that like you should be able to achieve that kind of friendliness in your locality, that like if you go out to a pub and you don't know anyone there, you should be able to go up to a random person, and like most people will just be like, oh well, how are you? But like trying to get over that and trying to get rid of the disconnect so people realise they can do that. And like
cool. I think it's because a lot of it like is going to this festival, and I know why it is. Like I've been to a lot of festivals, and kind of the thing, like when I'm saying like turn this into a festival, like that is like the unofficial statement, is like it's not essentially like loads of music and loads of art. It's like more like the feeling, like is any festival I've gone to, like it, like you're just walking through, like going from one place to another, there wouldn't even be any music or art, but you feel like so comfortable with all these strangers, which is like naturally you're not supposed to feel comfortable with all these strangers, but it's because everyone's there for like the one.
You're all in the same boat, you know. We're all going here for the weekend, so we all share this common ground straight away.
And I think there's like parts of that can be put into like a town, like, you know, removing like the drink and stuff that's at festivals, and, you know, obviously you can't have music going all like, you know, every day, like, but there are elements of a festival that you can add to the town.
I think doing that kind of music stuff on a monthly basis seeds this kind of
it starts.
How are you? Would you like to come over here? You know, or
I love to see that drumming thing up in the square. I saw your guitar thing up in the square. I thought it was brilliant. I was driving by. I was like, oh, brilliant. You know what I mean? You think, right, good. Like, you know,
Square was a good place because it was like really
passing traffic, and you're going, wow. And I think
it'd be great for drum circle there because it would echo a lot, so everyone would hear it. Like.
And people measure themselves against other people and stuff. So if they see everyone drumming going mad, like they feel much more relaxed themselves. Because sure, these people are mad, like, you know. So everything
is allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think when you have a big group for drum circle, you don't need to worry about whether or not you actually have the skill or not. Because like even if you're playing something that's horribly out of time, it's going to balance out by the fact that there's going to be other people who aren't. And like it'll just end up like obviously if most people are playing on like the 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll be accented. So if you're playing on an offbeat in between, it'll actually sound good because you'll have all the other stuff added in. So it's like I think there's no reason for people to feel like, oh, I don't have the skill or I should be afraid. But it's like again trying to get people to actually be okay with that and know that that's how it is.
You should reach this critical mass where it's like there's so many people doing it.
Yeah. Nobody can care.
It's sort of like soldiers all up out of the trench and like charging out. We're all doing it together. We're all. So to come back to you, I think that I think it's important putting on this open type. Get
all
together.
Inclusive. Anyone can do it.
And it's up to us to make it lay it out in such a way that people can understand what it is.
Your favourite word?
Hospitality.
It's
like does the counter, does it explain itself? Are the prices visible? Do you know what the items are? How much they are? What can I, so do you know what's going on and can I join in? And simple, and then it's up to, I suppose, the likes of us that are doing it to be the facilitators and be the...
Yeah, and I think as back to where kind of this is new to us as well, and we're getting better at it. Being able to get better at facilitating and being hospitable. That's the word for it.
We're not going to be Francis Brennan straight away.
Yeah.
I think that's right. It sounds wrong now that I say it though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a word or not, but
is that a word?
We just invented it. It's okay.
Well, technically all words are made up, so.
Yeah.
You can't be wrong.
Mad, yeah. Nobody's inventing words these days. It's weird. Just something I wrote down there as well is over usage of social media. Do you think that's I think that personally is probably the leading cause for people, especially in a small town. I think so. We were at this meeting talking about drugs in the town and stuff like that, and we talked about and explained there's this weird tension around the town, and I'm sure every hometown has this and I think a big part of why that is because when people are on Facebook, they're friends with all these people from their hometown, but they don't talk to them, they're only friends with them because they recognize the name or whatever. And then they build up this opinion of these people on it, and then they go uptown and they're really anxious when they walk past them. They're like, oh, that's that person. Not knowing that they're both friends.
But I better not, I enjoy going up to people that I went to school with and stuff and saying, because I'm friends with them on social media. I'm friends with them on social media, and I knew that they had their child's christening there last Saturday or whatever. I know too much about them. What I know about them outweighs the actual real relationship. So I go up and talk to them and kind of fess up. I say, Hugh, I saw you on holidays there, look nice. I tell you everything I now know about you. That's full disclosure. I know all of these things about you now.
And it's not weird if you go up and you're if you say, look, I am weird. I've already looked at your stuff. If you just be more but that is, it's about being honest. When people are afraid to most people
you're
are
in an awkward position, aren't you?
Yeah.
I know all this stuff about Kieran now, but
I don't know.
It might be wrong if I, let on that I did. So I'll try and keep that down.
But it's only stuff you put up anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what Republicans
do. It's kind of like you putting an ad out or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why my Twitter account is private.
Yeah. I it's weird. I definitely think it's a massive part for causing actual anxiety. It's definitely just people.
I think I'm straddling the
all on Twitter and
the age demographic. I don't know how socially mediated you are.
No, I'm not. I'm too old for it.
And I'm sort of. I think maybe I'm straddling that gap
Facebook,
between.
Which is the old person.
That's weird though. I don't think I still probably use Facebook the most. I don't use much of it anymore of any of them, but Facebook I heard someone say that in another podcast I was listening to. They were like, "What?" Someone said you use Facebook, and they were older than me, and I was like, "What?" People that's. I think Facebook's just being pushed away.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know that.
Snapchat, I just couldn't get my head around.
I used it for a while. I don't know.
I don't understand it. One friend that kept sending me videos I didn't know was I supposed to say that's nice or what? What was I supposed to say? I didn't understand the etiquette of it, so I got confused. So I just stopped looking at it, And then there's Twitter. I didn't bother with that.
No,
or Instagram or whatever,
No.
What are you supposed to do when someone sends you a Snapchat?
I don't know.
I never really figured that out.
I never used Snapchat either.
Because people just send you awkward pictures of part of their face or part of the room, and it's there's only so many different parts of the room that I can send back.
Are you supposed to send something back? Yeah, is that the thing?
Depends on what's said.
I never understood what video is better. The Snapchat video disappears. So when I'm saying I'm going to send a video to Hugh, do I want this video to disappear or do I want you to be able to keep this video? I don't
Well,
understand. How do you like? This kind of video should disappear. I don't know which type of video that is.
You can save your own video. Like, so if you take a video on Snapchat, you can save it to your phone and then send it on. And it'll delete from his phone, but you'll still have a saved copy.
But so why do that? I don't know what I'm sharing with Hugh that I want to disappear from.
I get what you're saying.
Why am I giving him a snippet? Why don't I want to keep it? I'm not sure.
And the videos were like,
I'm trying to tease him. I'm not trying to tease him.
A pint or something like that. That was what the kind of videos you get, wouldn't it be? Like somebody. Or a cup of coffee. I'm having a cup of coffee.
Or just watching an entire
That's
concert
like,
you're not at through someone's story. Like.
But if all got that now, like Facebook have stories, you see that, and Instagram have stories.
I've never got into
it's all just
Instagram or
to do with mobile.
Facebook either.
Look, it's all great. Information is great and all, but obviously,
there is a bit.
As a man with children, looking at young people who have their heads down, looking at the phones and all that, but they're only hurting themselves. As a parent, like, you're looking at the phone, and now I'm like disadvantaging my children by looking at the phone. Different kind of different types of people are, there's pitfalls. You know what I mean?
What do you think?
I know this particular woman, and the 9-year-old son would be saying, "You're always looking at your phone, mammy." And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, he's really got her there."
You need to go back to the Nokia.
There's no, you can't explain that away.
The Nokia's 28, whatever the hell.
Oh, you still get that
3310.
I don't think the problem is just like it's not just like social media. It's how social media is used. Like, I think social media itself has the potential to be like such a really beautiful community too. Like, because I've met loads of people through social media that I wouldn't have met in like real life because I'd be way too socially anxious. But at the same time, then I felt the negative side effects of like kind of you'd be on social media and you'd be panicking about like, oh, I'm not doing as good as this person is, or I'm not doing that. And you'd find yourself comparing yourself to other people's lives because everyone's life is open, and then you're like, oh, I should post more because I'm not showing as much, and like all that kind of stuff just comes into it as a teenager. But at the same time, I know that's down to how I know there's measures that can be taken to help prevent all that. Like, it's like social media could still be a tool for.
I think why that is, and you'll see the difference of people that talk about from a different age, from an older age to a younger age, is because it's not because they don't know much about technology. That's not true at all. It's because people that are on social media from an older age had the life experience before social media. Or kids or younger people that are going on it have had no like experience with life, and they're going on to this thing with
so they haven't found
out who they are, what they want to do yet, and then they're being like pushed all this content, and it's like, well, you want to do this because I'm doing this and it's working for me, like, and then so it's like a very mixed thing. And I think it is like, trying to get younger people, like, you can't force either, but like younger people to try and figure out what they want to do before they're showing all this stuff, because it's all like suggesting, because they build up fake ideas of what's a good thing to do, like
right, a superficial kind of idea of how great Stevie's doing. And
I think people are seeing through it though now, aren't they?
It's an awareness.
What's our favourite festival movie called?
Oh, Fire Festival.
Like that kind of, that did a lot to help. Just, we're all having a great time here. All that kind of stuff. So
it's definitely going the other way. Like, it's just.
I love seeing what other people's interests are. Like, if you put up this tune that you love, or other stuff that I didn't know you like, and I'm so you're kind of sharing in a way. I like that,
there's like 100% there is like.
Stevie put up a thing there a couple of weeks ago. Some this multi-instrumentalist that does the loops. Whatever I never heard him before, and I like that. It's like,
Jake Collier.
Stevie was sharing with me there unknown stuff, like. And there's me. So I was kind of spending a moment with Stevie, a kind of a non-direct. You know what I mean? It's nice. I like that.
That element is nice as well. Like, so it's like just the whole kind of. Like you said, indirectly sharing with people. Where it's like you're not kind of directly targeting someone saying like, oh, you need to know this song that I'm listening to. It's like, here's this. If anyone chooses to listen to it, you can. It's like, it is kind of nice.
Yeah, in a sharing way.
It's not like it's better than having the radio tell you what you like anyway. Like, it's true. It's good.
I mainly use Twitter now because I don't know. I find it better than Facebook. I don't know why.
Twitter good, yeah.
I just enjoy it.
Looked, yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know.
Is it better than the Tipstar?
Is it?
I get a lot more fun out of Twitter. I get a lot more enjoyment. Plus, I get more news. Whereas, like,
you can interact with people on Twitter, can't you? Like famous people and shit, or no?
Well, you can kind of. Like, I knew a guy who like you could end up getting followed by celebrities. Like, and generally speaking, if you're a celebrity, people can't message you unless you follow them. Like, it's kind of, you can turn that off, but just in case, because you don't want to be getting constantly bombarded with him. Like, a guy I knew he got followed by, it was Liam Neeson at one stage.
Yeah.
Don't know. I think it was his real account or something.
Well, you follow him home, like.
No.
Don't know
Oh yeah, no, he followed him home like he gave the whole taking speech. It was
thought
horrific.
he had his daughter, like, and stuff like that. You want to get that.
He was going house to house.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever had anyone famous follow me on Twitter though. Like, I don't think any blue tick account has ever.
A blue chip person, blue collar.
All you need for a blue tick is a website, like.
We're going to do this thing for every episode. It's like facts of the day, and so I've asked Stevie to get facts, but not tell us what the facts are going to be. And do you have one of them facts?
Yeah. First one is it's the only fact I have today about Ireland. Right, you know, with the moon landing, they brought back pieces of moon rock.
Yeah.
And Richard Nixon actually donated a piece of the moon rock to Ireland.
Wow.
But in 1977, there was a fire at Dunsink Observatory, and while they were dealing with that, they accidentally threw out the piece of moon rock. So they don't know where it is.
I can't handle this.
Other than they know that the piece of moon rock is buried in a dump in Finglas Summer.
That's great.
I don't know if I can handle this facts thing. Like, gee, I was not expecting that.
That's a great fact.
That was an unreal fact. Like, that was definitely
follow the moon rock to the dump in Finglas.
I saw it actually came up on Twitter a few weeks ago. I followed the QI page and I was like,
class.
they usually go out of my head.
Random.
From the moon on the spaceship back to the US president at an
And it's
official
where?
do.
Where did you say they think it is now?
Finglas.
Fingers. This thing was on the moon. Like, fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In the dump.
With a seagull.
When I read it, I was just like, it just all I could say is just like typical Ireland, like just the idea that it's like, yeah, we got the privilege of being given this piece of moon. I know it was like they were giving it to loads of people around the world, but the fact is like we were given ours and we just accidentally threw it out. It's pure typical Ireland, like.
Without the bean, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good fact. Like,
That's a lovely fact.
yeah.
So what do you do now when customers come in? Do they join the podcast? Yeah.
Dude, that'd be interesting.
It would, wouldn't it?
I think, it would, like, even when you're seeing a guy
They
walk
could be
past.
there could be the random
Ireland.
guest, yeah, and it'd say you're welcome to them.
Yeah. You actually never know. They're the random stories.
Find out about all of their lives and stuff. You know?
Yeah. Find out their PPS numbers.
Yeah.
It's going to do this thing. Did you ever see there's a website called isitchristmas.com?
Oh yeah.
So you like it's just you type in isitchristmas.com and it does it just tells you on it yes or no. It says no.
That's the utility of that website.
I didn't have the
Just
laptop
log on
out.
and check.
So I was thinking if we do it every week, we do that Is It Christmas, and I'll ask you Is It Christmas every podcast. Like, so we can start that.
I saw another one called has the word ended yet, but it never changes. It just says no because if the word ends, you won't be able to see it. Like, so it's literally just the easiest web page you could make. Like just white background, black text. It just says no. Never has to be updated.
Internet's great.
Is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to Turles or Cruthaigh or people doing things or us not doing things? Is there anything we're not doing?
I'd like to see more things like that. Like what we started with Cruthaigh, it's kind of been just because like a lot of our friends are kind of music oriented. It's been very music.
Yeah.
I'd love to explore more of the art and writing and stuff. Like try to get like poetry clubs going or writing workshops or songwriting workshops. Anything to explore like other sides of art, like or even like get people together to paint.
She did
like,
the stand-up thing. You did a
the
comedy
we tried that for a while, but
Yeah.
unfortunately Fionn was busy, so we had to stop that. But like,
So
I don't think I'd be funny enough to do one of those things, but it's like I know enough improv games that I could guide people. Here, you do this, and you be funny. Like, kind of like so. It's like I wouldn't be funny enough to actually be a comedian, but I've watched enough improvs to tell people games
the tools
they can try, and they come up with things miles better than I would. So it'd be really entertaining for me too. Like. But yeah, I'd like to see kind of even if it was like people meeting up and painting something to do with a common theme or writing something over a common theme. I've seen those other areas kind of grow a bit as well.
The mural in the park is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did you do that? Yeah.
I helped Catherine Fogarty organise that.
It looks brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good. So there wasn't much there. There's still a few.
Maybe there's more visual art like that we could do. Hugh, you'd be kind of the areas and you kind of
and poetry. Larry Sullivan is good with all the poetry and stuff. You know,
Oh,
Larry.
I've seen him do
He did
some
Philip
poems
Young.
before.
He does.
Did
I'm
you
not sure
Philip
if
Young
he
this
is here, but I've seen him do stuff before. But also, he's very good. Is Charlie Mooney? You know Charlie? That's
Yeah.
yeah, he's a brilliant poet.
I've heard he's a fantastic chess player as well.
What?
I've heard he's a fantastic chess player.
Oh, is he? He could be, yeah. Well,
I was playing chess in Boaz the other day, and someone came up to me and said, "You won't beat Charlie Mooney." And I said, "Fair."
Yeah, Bob was telling me, he learned chess off of him, like.
oh, wow.
I've heard he's meant to
But
be
he's a
unreal.
brilliant poet.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I definitely think like so if there's anyone like listening to this or watching this that has any interest in writing poetry, musician, just let us know, because the more like people we, the more of a like people we are aware of, the more like we know what we can do, and because we do want to do all these things, but it's just about knowing, because I do think the people are there, but it's just back to getting them out of the bedrooms like.
It was great. Like poetry clubs can be very fun. I remember when I was in secondary school, every Thursday at lunchtime. I think it was every Thursday, or was it? It could probably every week. Like, we just used to meet up and share whatever we'd written. Like, and
What was the
it
poetry
was just a writers' club, and like.
What school is that?
Templemore. But it was just done amongst the students. One of the teachers helped facilitate a little bit.
Yeah.
But I had organised at one point, but it was like every week it was an excuse for me to write a new poem every week.
Cool.
But then it kind of got a bit funny because one of my friends decided he wanted to join. But every week he'd forget to write a poem. And you're like, oh no, what'll I do? So then he'd turn around to me and I'd have to write
2 poems.
a poem in a style. I'd have to write a poem in a different style to what I'm used to, but I'd have to keep it like in the same style as what I wrote his last one. So I just went for humour for all of his poems. So everyone was like, oh my god, his poems are so funny. You know?
Much better than you are, you know.
Excellent. Yeah.
He makes millions, like you see him driving a Ferrari just past in off your poems.
That was great fun though. Like it was.
Yeah, that's cool.
And was it all poems or was it songs or what was it?
It was poems and short stories, like because it was done at lunchtime. Like it was like you couldn't obviously read something too long, like. But
yeah.
At the time, I wasn't really writing songs, and a lot of
And
people.
did you live in Thurles or Templemore at the time?
I was living Templemore.
Halfway.
I'm not sure Templemore or Drum because I was either
yeah.
living at my mum's house.
There you go.
Yeah,
What about if you laid a kind of like an urban art type thing, again back to the GA crowd, to represent the teams that were playing that day?
Alright.
So kind of like taking the county colours and doing like a kind of, kind of graffiti collage type thing.
Actually,
I'm just like,
What about
I'm really throwing shit at the wall here. Like.
if you just got like,
Yeah.
what would be kind of cool if you got like a big kind of canvas thing.
Do you know, I know all the crowds are going up to the thing and they see their county colours and they say, Jesus,
That's class.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you should get
on a
like,
large scale kind of thing.
if you get a big canvas and like have this near to the stadium on a match day, right? And just say Kilkenny and Tip were playing each other. You can have black and yellow paint prepared and blue and yellow paint prepared and balloons. And as someone comes up, you give them whatever the balloons are for their colours, they fire at the canvas. So then at the end, you'll actually get a gauge of like how many people were like, no, I'm going to put Tip colours on this more than their colours. And
Well,
so you could end up having like it completely dominated by one team, or it could end up being half and half.
That's a good idea.
Depending on like the fans who decide to turn up, like who wants to get involved.
Thing. I was thinking hands, but you said
like
that's
either or like
You're talking about like fill the balloons with paint. Like,
and just fire them at it. So
that's
then
a cool idea. Like.
so then it's like you'll see all the blue then, and you'll recognise clearly more Tip people want to do this, like, and then you could make some joke like, our fans are more involved in the community than you could be, like, like you create that kind of.
Because I think I love the way like you keep going back to like the Tipperary the GA Tipperary GA thing anyway is because like when you talk about like arts, like music, writing, everything included in arts, that sector, and GA, them in Ireland like are just nowhere, like there's no in between. Like
I know, it seems kind of like separate stuff,
So like doing that stuff is like really interesting, to try and like get both of them involved with each other, like because like GA is like a massive part of Ireland, obviously, like so. We couldn't do what we're doing and completely like blank that, like so trying to mix them in, like
I think try and knit them together.
Should we? Anything else you want to talk about? I think we got. How long are we going now? We are going 44 minutes. Is that right?
How long do you want to record it? Like, how do you want the kind of, the listenable thing to be?
I mean, around that's probably grand.
That long?
I don't know. I've never done this before. That's I've
Yeah, I don't know. I actually have I've never started. Like, how long does a actual broadcast?
I used to listen to your man Pat Rooney. Did you ever listen to him?
Oh, Joe Rooney.
I kind of just imagine if you were gone over 15 minutes, now you're into the long form.
Oh no, podcasts are going on.
Some of them could be like 3 hours.
I think like another 10 minutes. If we spend like another 10 minutes out talking about how long this podcast is going to be, then that's actually pretty good. Like, no, I mean, we just finish up for this one anyway and come back. As we said, we've never done this before. Some things we're doing, we haven't a clue what we're doing. That's probably the only reason why we're doing them. And is there anything else you want to say before we finish up?
No, that's the kind of idea that we're trying to
finish with a prayer.
Open up as many doors as we can, like push open and sort of, and leave them open.
How do you feel about this, doing a podcast? Like, have any done something like this before? Like, it's feeling, yeah.
A couple of radio interviews, but on a specific item. Maybe.
You aren't on prime time. That wasn't you, no.
No.
All right.
Jim Finn is as prime as it's ever got, which is pretty prime.
Carrier Patrol, wasn't it? Crime God.
Yeah, I suppose we'll finish up for this one. We're going to try and have a different guest on every week to talk about different things, so it won't just be about us talking about how we can't do podcasts. Don't worry. We'll have a different guest on every week, and we're filming this in the Green Sheep and recording, and
this is the studio we've been for this.
Yeah,
looks like a restaurant kind of thing, isn't it?
It's good production.
We actually moved the entirety of the Green Sheep to Kieran's backyard.
If you Green Sheep's at Fire Street, it's a lovely cafe. If how was the cake? Got
delicious.
Cake here. Lovely.
It's unreal.
Yeah, I definitely. If you don't like places that are welcoming and really nice to eat, I wouldn't come here. It's very nice to eat, like, so anyone listening, Fire Street, Green Sheep, lovely place, good cake.
Thanks, Lucy.
Thanks a million. Yeah, so it's over now. It's weird.
You need a team tune.
I think you should
I think you should sing, yeah.
the national anthem.
That's a good